that TTIP is explicitly designed as a model, as a blueprint, as a template for the rest of the world. And they're saying that they want to keep it as an open agreement for other countries to join, but also it will set the standard for the types of agreement that will be introduced around the world, whether they be bilateral or whether they be multilateral. And we're also going to talk later about the TISA agreement on services. And that's why, for me, the most important, the most dangerous aspect of TTIP is what it represents in terms of the transfer of power. Because if you think back to the 1990s, they already tried to introduce the same powers for transnational capital through the multilateral agreement on investment. And there was a massive international movement, and the multilateral investment agreement died in 1998. They tried to introduce the same powers through the World Trade Organization, the WTO, and that failed as well, because in 2003, at the Cancun Ministerial of the WTO, all of those new issues of investment, competition policy, and government procurement were thrown out. And it was a humiliation for the European Union, a humiliation it deserved, because these had no place. Each of these different agreements, and now TTIP, is a massive transfer of power from labor, from working people, from society, to multinational capital, to the big corporations which want to trade across the Atlantic and want to trade across the world. And I think for us, that political reality of who will emerge from these negotiations stronger is the greatest fear. Because it's quite clear the only groups who are pushing for these agreements, for TTIP and all the other agreements, are the multinational corporations. It's transnational capital playing out its long-term strategy to be able to spread around the world with no impediments, with no restrictions on its power or on its profit-making. And for us, I think that model, which says the development needs or the industrial policy objectives or the social objectives or the environmental concerns, whatever they are, they have to come second place. They have to come third place or fourth place to the interests of capital. That was already the founding principle of the WTO, and now they're going further and trying to increase the reach of that principle into every aspect of all of our lives. So for me, that political fear is perhaps the thing which is the strongest in our minds. Yes, definitely the specific displacement of trade and all of those particular points, but the political point for us is the number one.